blessings, everyone. This is your girl, Queen of Pentacles 1111, and I am back with yet another pick a card reading. This message comes straight to you from the Divine Mother. She is here to let you know what to expect for the rest of the year 2021. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. As you well know, this pick a card reading is a message for the rest of the year 2021 from the Divine Mother. For those of you who chose pile number 1, you chose this card right here. I am not even going to try and pronounce the name because I know I'm going to butcher it. So we will call her the Goddess of Light. Underneath it says, we are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. I think that is a very, important message right now, because I think we get so caught up pointing fingers sometimes at other people, especially when we're dealing with relationships and why our relationships are not working, why they're struggling. And a lot of the time what we just need to realize is that the person we're with or the people that we interact with are really just a reflection of us. So sometimes we have hard relationships, difficult relationships with other people, and we don't like the way they do things, but really and truly we're seeing something in them that is inside of us that we have issues with. So that in itself is a pretty deep message. I also get kind of twin flame energy here because you're looking at your mirror, and that can cause sometimes a tumultuous relationship because you see something in them that you don't like sometimes, that frustrates you, that irks you, but it's really something that you yourself need to work on. All right, so let's get started. It's going to be a quick reading, nothing too long. Let's get started with the tarot card. There you go. All right. So let's deal with the tarot cards first, and then we'll get to the oracle cards. All right. The first card you have is, the Lovers. All right. We were just talking about twin flame relationships. The Magician. And the Ace of Voices, aka the Ace of Swords. Okay. So right off the bat, what I see here, it's fitting that the Lovers card should be right in the middle. I feel like this whole reading could be one about relationships, and I'm talking about romantic relationships because we have the Lovers here. I get situations like things like topics like reciprocity and like balance. I'm just getting those feelings. Those are some words that are just coming to me off the top of my head. And but the overall message that I see for this reading here, just from the tarot cards alone, is that for the year 2021, your relationships will be what you make it. You will come to some kind of breakthrough this year that will let you know exactly what you were doing wrong, or not necessarily what you were doing wrong, but what wasn't working in your past relationships on your end. Not talking about what went wrong like from the other people. What you were doing in your relationships that wasn't actually working. Maybe that was sabotaging the relationships or was poisoning the relationships. And in this year, this 2021, I feel like you're going to get some kind of breakthrough that's going to help you realize that your relationships are what you make it. And instead of feeling like, you're unlucky in love or you're meeting the wrong people, sometimes you can actually meet the right people, but it's you who has to learn to compromise. And I'm not talking about an unhealthy compromise where you're compromising your, self-respect or your beliefs. I'm talking about picking and choosing your battles. I'm talking about not being too judgmental on people, and holding them to having such high standards that nobody could actually reach those levels, those kind of unrealistic expectations that we have of others in relationships that sometimes ourselves, we can't even live up to. I do believe that this reading here is basically saying that for your 2021 year, you will have a better time with your romantic relationships. Now, if you're in a relationship now, the relationship that you're in will even reach a higher height than it is at this moment. The magician is somebody who creates his own reality. You can think of a great manifester. And he has all the tools to make his reality what he wants. And I think this is your message. Your message is that you want a good relationship, especially if you're in a relationship right now. If you want a good relationship, then you can make it happen. You have everything that you need to live harmoniously and have a good relationship with the person you're with. You just have to actually make it happen. And I do believe even if you were kind of confused about what it is you need to do in the relationship to make it work, 2021, the breakthrough is coming. You may just have this aha moment that will make you see maybe what you were doing that wasn't working, something that could have been blocking you from achieving that level that you want in your relationship. I believe that communication will also open up. See, when I see the owl here and this card, I think of knowledge. And I do believe like you will come to a greater understanding of not only of your relationship, but of yourself. And when that comes, then you'll be able to deal with your counterpart even better than you were before. And for those of you who are single, it's the same exact thing. You're not in a relationship now, but you will be towards the end of the year. But until then, you are going to figure yourself out, think about, past relationships, what went on, kind of just look within and figure out how you can kind of make things happen, but in a different way as opposed to like what you were doing in the past, because it didn't work. It wasn't working for you. So I feel like 2021 is going to be a year of great awakening for you where your romantic relationships are concerned. As we see here, the goddess of light, talking about illumination and learning, things that we've never, not learning things even, but just like coming to realizations about the way we do things, the way we think, how we interact with other people. Is it toxic? Is it hindering our relationships? Is it pushing other people away? This will be the year of, awakening for you, I think, where that is concerned. That is exactly what I'm getting from this reading. And you will make your relationships what you want it to be. Those of you who are in a relationship right now, what I'm getting from this reading is you are with somebody who loves and cares for you, but they're just kind of waiting for you to catch up. So this will be your year. All right, so let's get into the oracle cards and see if we can get a little bit more clarity on this. All right. The first card says, it's right here. It says, you are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. That's exactly, okay, this is a good sign. That's exactly what I was saying. You're becoming more open towards getting to know yourself and being more vulnerable in relationships. I think because I feel like this is a pretty, I don't know, I'm getting the vibes that this is like an icy kind of reading here, like an icy spread. So I feel like you were putting up some walls or some ice there that the people that you were romantically involved with, they couldn't get past it. They couldn't break that ice. And this is the year where that ice starts to melt. And you have some kind of breakthrough that makes you to kind of take a step back and look at yourself. Like they talk about mirrors in here. You just take a look at yourself and figure out what it is that you were doing that was hindering your relationships. This is the year where we don't point fingers at others. We actually look back at ourselves and see what we are doing wrong. And I think this card sums it up pretty well, that you're releasing any self-imposed restrictions. So restrictions in your relationships that you yourself have caused, and you will open up this year to be able to receive, like this person here in the Magician card, she's receiving. It looks like she's receiving some kind of knowledge, some kind of download. And the same thing goes for the woman here in this card. She looks like she's receiving some kind of enlightenment, illumination. Same thing with this woman here. Even this card here, it looks like information is being sent down to you from your spirit guides, the universe, your loved ones, whoever, your spirit team, they're sending you down information that is letting you know that, you know, you can fix this situation, and it starts with you. You have the power to do it. You have the tools to do it, and it will happen. So 2021 looks pretty promising for romantic relationships where you're concerned. The next oracle card we have here is, yes, the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Discernment, clear vision, and details. Hello. So that means, like I was just saying, scrutiny. You're going to scrutinize yourself and your own behaviors to see how you can better get along with the people that you're involved with, romantically speaking. How you can kind of make things work and let down some of the ice, let down the barriers, the walls that you've put up, maybe through getting hurt in the past or things you've had to deal with as you were growing up. This is the year that you're going to have, clear vision. I even said here a breakthrough. You're going to have some kind of breakthrough that's going to let you know, what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be fixed, what doesn't work, why you're doing things the way you do, and how it's been poisoning your past romantic relationships, or even the romantic relationship that you're in now. Because I get the feeling like some of you are in relationships, like long-term relationships, and maybe it's just not, maybe there's a lot of confusion and stuff like that, but you are both loyal to each other and you want the relationship to work, but you have a lot of, push and tug, and maybe you butt heads a lot. Well, this is the year where you will find out exactly why that's been happening. And this is not a blame game, okay? This is your reading, so we're dealing with you and how you can better yourself to become a better version of yourself. And even we see here the number 9, it just makes me feel like, you are almost there. Like the magician is telling you, you have everything you need to achieve what you want in life. I'm talking about with your romantic partner. You are almost there. You're almost at 10. You've almost reached, the point that you want to get to, but you just got to do a little bit more work. And this is the year for that. After that, it will become like when you get this kind of revelation, let's say, about yourself, then your relationships will become a lot easier. The ice will melt away, the knowledge is there, then comes the confidence, then comes the willingness to be vulnerable and open with others, and to share your heart and your true self, and things will run a lot more smoothly. And so we have this card here that says waterfall, effortless. Like I was saying before, this reading here, this part of the reading, gives me a kind of stuck, frozen and cold type of feeling, an icy vibe. But when you see a waterfall here, that means all of that ice has melted away. You've let down, you will let down some of your barriers after your breakthrough when you've done some work. I guess it will take some type of shadow work. Maybe if you withdraw a little bit and keep to yourself to kind of look at yourself and think about what you've done in the past, I think this will begin. I mean, we're already in the beginning of 2021, but it could start off as a pretty lonely year, even if you are in a relationship, because you're going to feel the need to withdraw and kind of look within. And then you will receive your breakthrough. From then on, the waters will flow, okay? Love, passion, all of those wonderful things. The dam will just break open and out will pour the love. The next card says, oh, look, this one says Dream Traveler. All right, so maybe you can get some kind of revelations in your dreams about what it is you can work on. Maybe some things from your childhood will come back to you and will help you understand why you're treating people the way you do, or why you approach relationships the way you do. And as you can see in both of these cards, we have waterfalls. Right? 2 separate decks, and we've got waterfalls. So yeah, definitely water is of significance to you. Even if you need to withdraw to gain some kind of clarity on your life and your actions, maybe being around a large body of water may bring you some kind of clarity or get you to relax a bit, to be able to delve into who you are and what you bring to your relationships, or what you could bring to your relationships. Let's see. And I believe that water is significant because water can be such a destructive force, and it also gives life. So I think before 2021, you have kind of represented the destructive force in your relationship in a sense. And I'm talking about from your point of view, not talking about what the other person did, but what from your point of view, you may have been somewhat of a destructive force in your relationship by putting up an icy kind of facade that no one can get past. This is the year where the water won't symbolize a destructive force. This time the water will symbolize life and emotions and pouring into someone else's cup. And the next card we have here is expression. Oh, wow. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Thank you. I spoke earlier about manifestation and you being the magician and you coming to the realization this year that you can make your relationships whatever it is you want. You can pour into them this year. You will pour into your relationships this year in a positive, healthy, holistic type of way. Okay, we're not going to pour into a relationship to allow somebody else to take advantage of us. No, no, no. We're doing that only when we see fit, and this is where discernment comes into play. You're going to make sure that whenever you do let those ice walls down and let the water come pouring through, that you are going to do it with somebody who is worthy, of course. But this is the year for your expression. This is the year for you to become who you truly are and bless somebody with that, because you're an amazing person. You have a lot to offer. And you need to, like, as I see here, the cards are so bright and lively, and I feel like that's the type of person you are. But through life, we all become, a little jaded, or we want to protect our heart because maybe we've been hurt in the past, out of fear. So that makes complete sense that you would be trying to protect yourself. But this is the year for the walls to come tumbling down. When you find the right person to share yourself with, you will be able to be open and vulnerable. We have another card here from another divine feminine, and this is Mary Magdalene. And it says, the apostle to the apostles, I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. So what I get from that is this is the year where you are going to become more balanced in nature. You're going to understand that, yes, you're fully human and you're fully divine. You make mistakes. You have made mistakes in the past. You've done things maybe that you're not proud of in relationships, or you've let people take advantage of you in relationships. You let them get away with a little bit more than you should have. Maybe you haven't been honest in relationships. This is the year that you're going to come to terms with all of that. That could be a pretty scary thing. It could be a timely thing. It could be a tumultuous thing. But at the end of it, it is an enlightening thing. And it is something that you should strive for, because it will bring you healthy, holistic, wholesome relationships. As you can see, it's funny that you chose this card because it goes along perfectly with the reading. Enlightenment is the name of the game. You see, she has this light behind her. She has a light. He has a light. It's like illumination. So you're becoming clear on who it is and who you are and what you are and what you want in a relationship and what you're going to give in a relationship. I think reciprocity as well will be very important to you. A lot of the time in relationships, we're so scared of getting hurt that we don't want to give too much to somebody else because we don't want anyone taking advantage of us. This is the year that you're going to have the freedom to give of yourself without worrying that the person is going to take advantage or take you for granted or hurt you or use you. You're going to make proper choices with people that you are in relationships with. And even if you're not in, one relationship this year, the point is that the relationships that you do get involved in this year, if you are single, they will be healthier ones that you've been in before. All right, so the second to last oracle card says, great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Okay, that's just what I said. So even though maybe, like I said, at the beginning, you don't meet the love of your life right away while you start dating, that's okay. You keep going. you realize you're starting to get to, it's almost like a rebirth this year. I feel like you're going to start to get to know who you are and what you want from relationships and what you have to offer from relationships. You'll go out on one date and you'll say, okay, that was a cool date, but now I know, okay, I'll try something different the next time I go out with somebody. I didn't like when this person did that. I didn't like the way I responded. I didn't like who I was when I was around that person. So let me go and date someone else and see if I can do better next time, and it'll be a better match. So I do believe that it's something you will have to work on, but like I said, the reward will be a wonderful and wholesome relationship, so it's well worth it. For those of you who are in a relationship right now, I feel like I said before, a lot of you are in long-term relationships. This will be the year that you kind of crack the code to how you deal with your counterpart, and kind of sort out all those little loose ends, maybe the little pettiness or whatever. That will get out of the way. That will clear with your awakening and all of your hard work, and this will be a more fulfilling relationship. All right, and the last oracle card for you from the Divine Mother for the year 2021 is: pay attention to how your life is unfolding. Notice how life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Okay, so I was just saying that when you go on a date with somebody, or you go out and you meet people or whatever, it's not about what's happening to you on that date. You want to go into the date and see who you are when you're with that person. Do you like the type of person you are when you're with that person? If not, okay, no, that's not going to work. You need to move on. And each romantic encounter that you have will be a learning lesson for you. So in the next relationship that you're in, the next person that you meet, the next date that you go on, you'll be able to approach them from a little bit of a higher height than you did, the last time you went out with someone. So don't get discouraged. Love is coming. But what I'm getting here is, first and foremost, self-love is going to come this year. And then towards the end of the year will come the expression of your love. Sorry, like I said, self-love is going to be the first love that I see happening here at the beginning of your year. And down to the end of the year 2021, that is when you are going to come to terms with who you are, who you want to be, and who you're going to offer to somebody else. That is when you'll be able to share this new version of yourself, this improved version of yourself with someone, to be in a more fulfilling, open, and I would say divine relationship. So that was a quick reading for you. Thank you for tuning in. I pray that all is well with you, and don't lose heart, because 2021 is your year to first find self-love, and secondly, find the love of your life. All the best to you. Peace and blessings. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Until next time, bye. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who chose group number 2, this is your reading. This is a message from the Divine Mother for you for the rest of the year 2021. You chose this card, which is a very beautiful card, and it's the Green Tara. It says, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So it seems like in this year 2021, you're being told to trust your intuition a little bit more. Maybe 2021, 2020, things were kind of up in the air. You didn't really know which direction to take, if you should do this or do that. Maybe there was a disconnect maybe between you and your intuition, or even you and the universe, or whoever it is you usually call on, or who you resonate with from the spiritual realm. I can't speak today. There may have been some kind of disconnect. This is the year, though, that you will trust yourself and trust your decisions and be able to open up. I feel like this will be a year for group 2 with a lot of meditation, a lot of those types of activities where you will look within and open up again to because I feel like you were probably more spiritually inclined before, but this will be the time where you will open up again to that realm and those gifts and talents that you have to kind of trust yourself when you're making your decisions in life. So let's get to the tarot cards and let's see what they say. All right, so the Four of Emotions, aka Four of Cups. We got the Five of Emotions, aka the Five of Cups. And whoop-de-whoop, we got Temperance, which is in reverse. All right, so from what I see here, right off the bat, I am feeling like, yes, 2020 could have been a year where your emotions were a little bit out of whack. That maybe you were hurt, maybe things were just kind of going haywire, and so you put your feelings, your intuition, all of your emotions on ice. I feel like you put up a wall because maybe, everything kind of went all over the place in 2020, which is not strange because that was the case for a lot of people. I think you were feeling kind of that, blase blah feeling. Nothing is, we were on lockdown for 2020. Everything was kind of up in the air. Of course, you're going to feel that way, which makes complete sense, hence all the ice. And I think you were in kind of a reflective mode where you were like reflecting on life and what does life mean, and just feeling like not content, not satisfied. But what I see here, the message that I'm getting for you is that in the year 2021, this will be the year that you will regain your balance. This is the year that things will not be so out of whack. You will regain balance. I believe, like I said before, it will be a year where you will kind of do things that center you or ground you, like, taking a lot of walks and meditation and Tai Chi, maybe taking up some creative endeavors, things that kind of set you straight again and remind you of who you really are, what you're really interested in, to bring back the balance. Because I feel like, like the residual kind of feelings from 2020, the haywire, hectic, insane feelings and emotions that we all went through in 2020 have kind of bled through into 2021 for you. But you are being told here from the Divine Mother that this will change. And it will change because this is your first awakening. As you hear this reading, as you're hearing this message, this will be your chance to see that, no, you're not just in a rut, you're not just being miserable, you're not just being, grouchy or whatever. Your feelings were out of whack and they were out of emotion. Your emotions were out of whack and you didn't know what to make of it, I think. And so this is the year where you will do something, find some kind of activity or some kind of outlet that will put you back into balance. Let's see what the Oracle cards say. This one says, the Dream Walker. Dreams, the collective good and illusions. That's strange because we got a dream card in the other reading as well. You might want to check group number 1 because I'm seeing a lot of similarities here. But I believe that to get an awakening, to get your, let's say, illumination on what it is, come to realizations on what it is you need to do to find your balance, look at your dreams. And for those of you who have a hard time remembering, like they say, get a dream journal, leave it beside your bed. When you wake up in the morning, write like no one's business. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Just write what you can remember of your dreams, because I think it takes only a couple seconds for the dreams to kind of disappear. So write what you can. Don't try and make sense of it. Just write it down. And later on, you can actually go back and look at what you wrote and see if it makes sense. And even if it doesn't make sense on the first day, if you keep that up and for a month, surely you'll see some kind of pattern that will help you discern what is going on in your life, what is giving you that kind of meh, feeling, that kind of blah feeling, what caused you to put your emotions on ice, and kind of get you out of whack, and maybe what it is that you can do to put you back on the right track. Okay? And to trust yourself, like to trust that you'll make good decisions, trust that your intuition is where is back on point where it needs to be. All right. So this card we have here is DNA, and it speaks about karma. When I see this, I think of like Kundalini energy, which is correlated to like meditation and those types of things. Like I said before, I feel like that is something that you will definitely benefit from to center you, because if you're out of balance, you need something that's going to kind of bring you back down, ground you, and bring you back to your center. And I feel like meditation will be huge for you. Like the dream journaling will be huge. It's like a whole soul searching type of vibes I'm getting from this reading here. Your DNA, I'm feeling like this, yes, this is a message from the Divine Mother, absolutely, but I'm feeling like a lot of your ancestors may be coming through. I'm talking about your feminine ancestors who have made the transition, who want, you know, to see you get out of this kind of emotional rut that you're in right now. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you for sure. All right. Yeah, because I'm getting a lot of feminine energy in these cards already. Look at this. Smudging ceremony. So I get like fire energy, smudging ceremony. Once again, things that you can do to kind of center you, to ground you. Along with the smudging ceremony, I believe that everybody should become their own guru at some point, because you know yourself best. And I think 2021 is going to be the year where you establish certain rituals and routines that you need to bring into your everyday existence to kind of bring back that balance in your life. If it is burning sage every day, if it is what is it called? Flame gazing, I think, where you stare into the flame of a candle, or sun gazing, being around bodies of water, those types of things, meditation to guide you. I see she's playing a flute here. It's musical music, anything that will bring you back to your center, that makes you feel whole, that makes you feel full. That is what you're going to get back in touch with. And I feel like a spark is going to ignite for you. And it will kind of bring you back to who you know you are. Yes. Yes. Check this out. Harmony. You're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. Balanced. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what I said here. So yes, this is going to be the year where harmony comes back to you. You feel like you are back in the flow, back into, you know, your usual self and being your true version of yourself. That kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like a stale, cold, frozen, still, stagnant feeling that you were in before will melt away, because when you start to get in touch with yourself and figure out what keeps you balanced, then the harmony will come back in 2021. The next card is, hey, we said this already, creativity. You love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. We spoke about illumination as well. So yeah, like I said before, you can come up with lots of creative projects. I think you may be a creative group as well, very intuitive group. I feel like this is the group that was very spiritual to begin with, and then you got into that point in your life where it's like you hit a stalemate kind of thing, reached a plateau, and things just kind of stopped. And this will be the year where things pick up again. And when they pick up this time, you're going to ascend. It's not going to be like you're going to go back into another stalemate. No, you're going to keep evolving and elevating and, you know, trying different things and just evolving and changing and bringing yourself back to balance every time through creativity, through smudging, through rituals, through music, through meditation, water. Wow. Okay, that's amazing, actually. That's good news, because 2020 was a year that kind of, it rocked some of us for sure. And so it's good to see that for some of you, well, for group 2, we're going to be getting back to who we are and finding our true selves again. Okay, the next card is, sorry guys, White Buffalo Calf Woman. The prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. So these cards pretty much talk about you getting in touch with the inner you. So they speak about your heart, she's talking about your soul, and those are the compass. Your heart, your soul, these are your compasses to let you know which direction to take in your life, where you will find your enlightenment, where you will find your comfort, where you'll find you again. Because it seems that this group number 2 kind of lost themselves a little bit. Maybe in the everyday distractions, work, trying to make ends meet, trying to stay safe, trying to stay healthy, maybe missing family, that kind of stuff, because 2020 was a pretty tumultuous year for a lot of people. And even if it wasn't a tumultuous year for you, it could have been just a year that kind of made you feel stuck. This is the year that you're going to get unstuck. Okay, so if we think about 2021, we'll think of this year as the beginning. This will be your beginning to kind of trust yourself again, trust your intuition again, trust your heart, and let those things lead you. And you'll be able to let those things lead you because you will be more balanced and you will make more sound decisions in your life. Okay, this card says, if you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. So you have to, I'm just reading that word. That word looks so weird. Okay, but like I was saying, you're going to try something new. You're going to try something new. You're going to try your creative endeavors. You're going to look into things like meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong. You're going to look into Reiki or crystallology. You'll also get in touch, try smudging. All of these things are more of a spiritual nature. And that's what you're going to get more in touch with this year, or get back into touch with this year. Okay, and the last oracle card for group number 2 is be open to miracles today. You will experience a miracle each time you decide to let life love you a little bit more than before. So like I said to you, this is your first sign of what you need to do to kind of get out of your rut, to get out of your, kind of not so good, blah feeling. This is your first awakening here. Okay, this is the message to let you know what you should do, because not only will you find balance in the year 2021, but that balance will lead you towards abundance. And abundance looks like a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So it could look like, miracles. It could look like good news. It could look like a lot of money. It could look like a lot of health, a lot of love in your life, a lot of family. So surely once you get back to yourself and you get back on your right path, the path will obviously, evidently, without a doubt, lead to abundance and success. Okay, and the back of the card says, I welcome miracles into my life. So 2021 looks like it will be a wonderful year for you. It will be a year where you'll look back into 2020 and see how you were emotionally, that you weren't all there emotionally. Something was missing, something was keeping you kind of stuck and closed off from everyone else. But 2021 is the year you're getting this message from the Divine Mother, from your ancestors, that you will pick back up where you left off. You didn't lose anything. You were just on pause. Okay, so 2021 will be a wonderful year for you. Group 2, this was your reading. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, bye. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again. For those of you who chose pile number 3, this is your reading. You chose this card here. Like I said in the other readings, I am not going to even attempt to say the names for fear of butchering them. So we will call her the Mistress of the Labyrinth. It says, my soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. Ooh. So that is very interesting. Your soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. So basically what this Divine Mother is trying to tell you, that you need to go within. You already have all the answers to anything that is bothering you or causing you unease or making you feel unsettled in life, you have all the answers. And you just got to look within. And then you will come to whatever realization you need to have a wonderful year. We're talking about 2021. Okay, so let's look at the tarot cards, and we'll get a little bit more clarity on what's going on. Any advice that the Divine Mother has to give for you. All right. Okay, so you have the Ace of Emotions, Death, and Knight of Voices. So right away what I see is this is going to be a year of some kind of emergence for you. What I'm getting is that in past years, or within the past, like recent times, recent past, should I say, you have been in a situation where you've been kind of, maybe felt kind of all over the place. I, for some reason, am hearing creativity for this group. So I wonder if group number 3 is my creative group. I'm starting to see a trend with all of the groups here that the year 2021 will be a year of like some kind of spiritual awakening. And that's what I'm getting from this card as well. And when I say spiritual awakening, I mean like not that you're going to become a yogi in 2021. Some of you may. But what I mean is that you're just going to get more in touch with your intuition and let your intuition be your guide a lot in 2021. I think that has to do with the fact that I think it seems like a lot of more feminine energy is going to start flowing. And so you're going to get in touch with your intuition. You're going to like dive deep into yourself to kind of get revelations about who you really are. So it's like you're taking things to the next level. And that's what I've gotten in the other readings. And it's the same thing with you. But I feel like it will be kind of, with this situation, it will be sort of a creative endeavor. Like where creativity is concerned, should I say. I see here that there'll be sort of a reemergence. Yeah, so right away I'm seeing some totems or spirit animals. Pegasus or a horse could be one. The moth totem is a very interesting one. And the starfish totem or spirit animal, that's another interesting one. When I think of... Okay, so before I delve into the symbolism of the cards, what I see here with regards to the message from your Divine Mother for the year 2021, I see that you're going to go deeper this year. You're going to go deeper into yourself, into your intuition, talking about looking at and delving into who you are and what you bring to this world, your purpose. Like I said, this group, I'm feeling like a lot of creativity is involved. Maybe you've been working towards a creative project and you feel like you're all over the place. Maybe you've been made reckless decisions, or you're feeling restless. Maybe things are not happening as fast as you want them to. Or maybe if you're working on that artistic project and it's not looking exactly the way you want it to, it's not really coming to fruition the way you want. I feel like this is the year where all of that kind of unsettled energy will die out, and you will reemerge ready to take on these creative endeavors or just your life in general. I do believe as well, like group 1 and 2, that your intuition will play a huge part in how you advance in 2021. I do believe you will get in touch with your psychic abilities through shadow work, like things like intuition, hidden knowledge, inner wisdom. I think those will be like the themes of 2021 for group number 3. I kind of feel like before you got the feeling like you were like drowning. You know, when you have a creative project or any kind of project that you want to do and you think it's a good idea, and you have this idea and you have that idea, you have all these ideas coming from all over, that you can't exactly like focus on one thing. It's like too many options. And even though you may have 5 different ideas, they're all great ideas, but what you're being told to do is to kind of bring them all together. Not to let any of them go, but to bring them all together so that they can reemerge into a new project or a new you. So bring all the aspects of yourself together and accept them, come to terms with them, make nice with them, and then you will reemerge into a new elevated version of yourself. Because first of all, there's so many levels to just these cards, but I don't want this reading to be too long, but I can delve into this so deep. We can just look at all of these cards. If this was upright, we could see that the whole theme of these cards is upward, upward and onward. So everybody's like, each main focal point character, I would say, in the cards has to do with looking up, elevating, something celestial. And those things make you think of intuition, psychic abilities, getting in touch with your spirit guides, those who are in the spiritual realm. And, here, this card especially with Pegasus, I think of Pegasus in this card, and Pegasus actually represents, from Greek mythology, like spiritual freedom, moving through the heavens and on earth, represents wisdom, stability and movement. But mostly, not mostly, but for this reading, what's most pertinent about Pegasus, it represents transitions, transformation, that type of thing. And I believe that in 2021, you will go through a huge transition that will help you to reemerge, to be the kind of person that you want to present to the world. I feel like this group is also a group that's like very they're go-getters, and they will achieve a lot of abundance, like I'm talking too fast. Abundance or financial freedom through their creative endeavors. But like it said, like this card here says, my soul knows the way and the only way out is through. That makes me think of this card here. It's almost as if Pegasus has come through this portal where it was cloudy and, you couldn't see, visibility wasn't that great, through this portal into the illuminated side of things where you can see the mountains, you can see the sun, you can see how bright it is. And I believe that is going to be the theme of your year. Yeah, so I feel like you're just going to kind of go through, and here, like, her halo actually is kind of like on the same type of wavelength as this here. I feel like it's a portal to another dimension. So in other words, you will go through a transition that will bring you to another reality of, another version. I don't want to make it sound too out there, but I mean, like, you will go through a transition where parts of yourself will kind of die off to allow you to re-emerge, to go through a portal, to go through a new way, to go through the transition, to emerge into a new reality, a new way of doing things, a new way of looking at things, a new way of expressing yourself. If you're working on a creative project, you'll add everything together and come up with a beautiful, masterpiece, let's say, for example. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but let's see if these oracle cards can help us out, okay? Sorry, guys, for the noise in the background. I have 3 small children, and they don't understand what it means when I ask them to, keep it down a bit. So please bear with me. All right, so this oracle card that we have here is the Web Weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Okay, so like I was saying before, divine intelligence. You are going to become more psychic. You are going to become more intuitive this year. And like I said, I was talking about creativity earlier. When you become more psychic and intuitive, and you're more in touch with who you are as a person, you let things die off before that were not working with you, then you do become more creative, because you're more free to be who you are. So your creativity does blossom when you get into touch with who you really and truly are. So they do go hand in hand. Intuition, inner wisdom, getting in touch with your true self, those things do go hand in hand with creativity, because when you create something, a masterpiece, a project, a lot of yourself goes into it. So you have to know who you are to be able to create these things, right? And to give birth to new and exciting pieces of art or work that you can present to other people. And in this situation, you can either be a creative person who's creating work to show to other people, or you yourself could be the piece of art that you are molding and creating into something new to present to the world. This oracle card says tree, grounding. All right, so that's a good thing. Definitely grounding is something that I'm getting that vibe from like all of these readings, that grounding this year is going to be very, very important for us to kind of bring ourselves back out of the crazy, hectic 2020 that we've had. Like a lot of people probably look back on 2020 and feel like it was like some kind of nightmare or a dream or something from the Twilight Zone, because it's like situations came up that we probably never seen before, we never imagined could have happened in our lifetimes. I know I've never seen anything like that in my lifetime, nor have my parents, you know, and it was very unsettling. So I think now is the year that we are going to be brought back down and get more in touch with our center and dive deep, you know, do some shadow work, do some healing. Like I said, grounding, go out in nature, hug a tree. That's not even a joke. It sounds silly, but that is the truth. Trees come with a lot of wonderful healing energies, and they hold a lot of knowledge as well. And if you tap in, you can become privy to some of that knowledge. You know, walk in the grass, earthing, barefoot, those types of things are very, very important. Nature, I'm seeing a lot of nature here, and I see also a body of water. That's the same thing for the other cards as well. Just to kind of, you know, center yourself and not feel so torn in all different directions, like things are not making sense, or you're getting, that's what 2020 was, right? Things didn't make sense. We got information from lots of different places. We didn't know which way to turn, what made sense, what didn't make sense. But this is the year where we kind of come from out of the sky and we ground ourselves, okay? And we get back into touch with who we are and the way things should be, and the way things should be for us as individuals. And we're going to actually be able to project more positivity out into the world through doing that kind of thing. The next oracle card is eagle medicine. Wow. If we think of the eagle, we think of flying high. Once again, elevation. You're going to be going to higher heights this year. You're going to be taking yourself even higher than you could have ever imagined you would ever go. So you're going to go deeper into who you are and what you're about, to be able to re-emerge and to get to higher heights than you ever imagined possible. I'm talking about higher versions, more elevated versions of yourself. I'm talking about better, let's say if you're creating something, then you will do an even better version of what you thought you could have done. Let's say if you're a painter, your painting will look, or your style will become even more precise or creative or wonderful than it was before. So it's like a better version of yourself. You'll, in a sense, be cracked open, but not in a negative way, not like, something negative has to happen for you to hit rock bottom. I don't see you hitting rock bottom. I see it as a time where you yourself, you're going to willingly go deep within to kind of rise above it all later on. Right? And look down and see the mistakes that you were making, and how you could perfect things, let's say, to be happier with the way, you maneuver through life and the person that you present to the world, to be happier with the works that you put out there for others to see. The next card says forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. So maybe this is part of the grounding. Forgiveness, maybe forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Like I said before, I feel like before there was sort of a reckless kind of nature that you had that was like unfocused, and maybe you felt like you were drowning. Maybe you weren't necessarily the easiest person to get along with because you were feeling restless and maybe unhappy with what you were putting out into the world, or unhappy with the type of person you are. Like I said, maybe you had a sense of you were drowning. You couldn't get a proper footing on things in life. Things were kind of getting away with you. Well, now part of the grounding, part of being able to rise above it all, is you have to forgive yourself for those things. Forgive yourself and let go. And then, like, when you see these two cards, it gives you a sense of freedom. No? We have lots of wings here, which symbolizes flight, you know, rising above it all, and freedom. Freedom. So I do believe that once you kind of shed that heaviness, maybe guilt, you know, sometimes if you are trying to get something done and you're not doing it, you're maybe procrastinating, you feel such a sense of guilt. It's like you're in between. You don't really want to do it because you're too tired, or you just don't feel like it. You're not inspired. But then on the other hand, you feel guilty because you know you should be doing it. So forgive yourself for that this year. That's going to be your 2021. You're going to ground yourself and let go of all the heaviness, and you definitely will rise above it all. This is exactly what I'm seeing here. Your psychic abilities are going to improve. Your intuition is going to improve. You're going to find some hidden knowledge about yourself that's going to make you a more creative person. You're going to, that spark is going to come back. And you'll be able to follow your soul, follow your heart, and do what it is you want to do in your life. And be proud, you know, that pride will come back to you. That's nice. Okay, the next card is this one here. She's the poetess. You see? Creativity. So some of you can be poets. I love every inch of my body, and I love the women in my life fiercely. Wow. I'm getting some kind of vibes that maybe you have like a sister circle, or you have some really good female friends, women friends, should I say, who are in your life right now, and who help to kind of ground you or help to pick you up when you're feeling kind of low. Maybe some of them help to bring you back when you're kind of going all over the place. Those are the people you need to stick and stand by and stay close to in 2021, because they will be part of your healing process and your reemergence. It says here, okay, so she's the poetess. So definitely some of you can be poets. Some of you can be like writers, authors, that type of stuff. Something with a pen and a paper, you know, writing, that kind of creativity. And this one says, I love every inch of my body. Like, that is just so beautiful. Like I said, this is kind of about a self-love and a reemergence and looking at things through new eyes. Maybe you were before, you know, coming down on yourself, or maybe in the way you look. I don't know, but eventually you'll come to some kind of realization where you will slough off that kind of negative feelings, or let's say like unsettling feelings, negative feelings, low vibration energies about yourself, about what you're doing, about your life. It will just slough off like, you know, dead skin, and you will re-emerge loving yourself, loving who you are, loving what you do, and kind of flying and rising above it all in 2021. It's like you're going to come to an understanding of who you are in this life, and who you want to be, and what you bring to this world, what you have to offer to this world. Sorry guys if this is off center, this camera. I'm just looking at that now. Is that better? Okay. The next card is action is the foundational key to all success. There you go. So, and this quote is from Pablo Picasso, who was a painter. So once again, we have creativity. So painting, some of you could be painters, like I was talking about, spoke about painting earlier. There we go. So action, like I said, if you procrastinate sometimes, 2021 is the year where all of that kind of stale energy will get out of your face, get out of your life. But first you're going to do some shadow work. You are going to look and see what's keeping you stuck. And then once you get to that, you will reemerge, you will take action, you will create paintings, poems, writings that were even better than before, and you will reemerge and be this beautiful, you know, winged horse or wonderful eagle that that you've always wanted to be. You know, it's like the last piece of the puzzle is coming into your life to kind of make you be that complete masterpiece that you want to show to the world and share with the world. The last oracle card says, notice how abundance flows into your life in delightful, sorry, this card is falling. Notice how abundance flows into your life in delightful and surprising ways. So those of you who are artists and singers and poets and dancers, musicians, painters, those of you who are those types of artistic people, and maybe you've been trying to sell your work and make a living from your work, and it's been been pretty slow. Now is the year 2021 where it will pick up again. Okay, because people are starting to feel alive again, even though we have a lot of restrictions still on us because of this COVID situation. People are starting to kind of feel alive again after that whole lockdown and stalemate that we had in 2020. So now people will be looking towards finding new pieces of art that they can purchase. They'll be listening to, going to concerts or, virtual concerts. Doesn't matter. People are going to be looking more into the creative side of life to uplift them. And you will be part of that. And you will make a living off of it. And the other side of this card says, I live in an abundant universe. So there you go. That's your realization that you will come to in 2021, that there's enough abundance out there for everybody. And you will now be one of those people who will be abundant because of your creativity and your gifts and your talents. So slough off any of the dull, stale, dry energy that's been hanging on to you and bogging you down during 2020 and the beginning of 2021, because the Divine Mother and the divine energy feminine energy is telling you that 2021 is going to be the year of your re-emergence and your abundance. So I wish you all the best. Those of you who chose pile number 3, this was your reading. Thank you for tuning in. I hope something I said today resonated with you. Take care, and until next time, bye guys. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who picked the last pile number 4, this is your reading. You picked this lovely lady here, TERESA of Avila, and it's Our Lady of the Interior Life. It says, I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Ooh. All right, so yeah, I think the Divine Mother, what I feel from this is that she's telling you to lead with love, okay, for 2021. That's one of the messages anyway. All right, so let's look at your tarot cards. First, you have the Two of Inspiration. Secondly, you have the Muse of Inspiration. I'll put it here. And last, you have the Three of Materials reversed. All right, so what I'm getting from this already is movement, travel, which is interesting. Maybe the borders will be opening up and we'll be able to start moving around more 2021. But I see this more towards the end of 2021. I see, yes, a lot of movement, a lot of action. When I see travel, I think of Egypt. We've got the pyramids there, but also the pyramids could also represent some kind of illumination or some kind of enlightenment. Yeah, so I'm seeing some kind of travel. I'm also seeing something that looks like the sun, and I'm seeing something that looks like the moon that signifies a lot of balance for me. But what I'm getting here is that yeah, you're a mover and a shaker. You're not somebody that, sits around doing nothing for very long. But I do feel like you're used to doing things kind of on your own. You may be somewhat of a loner. And I think what the Divine Mother is trying to tell you is that in 2021, you're going to maybe open up more to collaborate with people on creative projects, work projects, or even you're going to find someone to travel with, that kind of thing. Whereas before, maybe you did things kind of on your own. But I feel like now, for some reason, something is going to happen. Some kind of balance is going to come about. I see the moon there. I automatically think of like shadow work and intuition and getting in touch with yourself. To kind of like, once that happens, you're kind of like open up to love. And maybe You're the type of person who gets all these invitations from friends that you know, let's go out, let's have fun, let's socialize. And you're probably the kind that says, no, it's okay, I'll just stay in, I'm good, because you like your own company, which is a wonderful thing. But in 2021, that's going to change. Something is going to happen within you that's going to make you feel like, okay, maybe I can let people in a little bit. Maybe I can go out every so often. And I'm thinking it could have something to do with the fact that in 2020, we were all so locked in that now is a time for you to kind of physically come out. The other readings talked about a lot of, internal emergence, like coming out, your intuition, all that type of stuff. But I feel like this is very physical. I feel like you're used to being on your own, or maybe you trust in yourself so much and you don't necessarily trust other people that you do things on your own. You create things on your own. You work on your own. You maybe even travel on your own, because you're not very trusting where other people are concerned. But in 2021, that's going to switch up. As you can see, she's almost looking at these two people and seeing what the future is going to hold for her. Okay? These people, your friends, they're sitting here waiting for you. I think you have good people around you. I don't see any kind of negativity around you. I feel like you just need to open up to everybody around you, and you'll live more of a balanced type of life, not so solitary, should I say, a more fulfilling life too. Okay, so let's see and then for those of you who are single as well, you could also let love into your life. You could maybe become more approachable and more open to love. And so when you do travel, you'll have that counterpart to travel with, which is always nice. So let's check the oracle cards here. We've got the Sacred Union. So it sounds like love, like I just said. Oh my goodness. So partnership and romance. Like I said, 2021 will be a year where you will open up to love. Like she said, I know that the presence of love is real, and you will know that by the end of the year. You will be certain that the presence of love is real, because you will find new love, like I was just saying, a new partner, some partnership that you can travel with. Even if you can't travel on a plane, you still can take road trips. You know what I mean? You can take little getaways, little weekend getaways, romantic getaways, that type of stuff. And maybe later on take the major trips. But I do feel like you're going to become more open to people and company, and so being social, kind of stepping outside the box a little bit. I feel like you will be inspired to do those types of things, and people will be looking at you like, oh, who's this new person? Because they're so used to you being a little bit closed off, that now when you come out, you're going to be more open to these things. And it's not going to be something that happens overnight. It'll be something that you slowly work towards. But once you're on fire, baby, all of the abundance is going to start flowing towards you. And I mean, when I say abundance, I mean love abundance. I mean friendships, romances, all that type of stuff that has to do with other people and relationships, that will start to flow towards you. Hey, okay, so spring equinox, rebirth. So that's what I was just saying. You are going to come out as a new person, and people are going to be saying to you, okay, I like this aspect of this person. I like this side of her. That's all right. She's opening up to me a little bit more. I knew it was in there. Because like I said, I do feel like you're surrounded by good people, like-minded people who you feel safe with and who you can depend on, who you can rely on, who provide you a shoulder to cry on when you need. I think you've got a good circle of people around you. That doesn't seem like there's any backbiting or anything going on in there. And I think they really, truly care for you, and they're very patient with you. But now they're going to be happy to see you kind of stepping out and getting your groove back. Wow, that's cool. Because with rebirth comes new life. And also, if you want to take it a step further, with the new partnership and the sacred union can also come childbirth, adopting, adding someone to the family, that type of stuff. It could even mean marriage, creating a new life, a new reality for yourself. All right, guys. Sorry, my battery died. Okay, so the next oracle card is Yes, walking in beauty. So like I said, 2021 is going to be the year where you get your groove back, where you step out and you show everybody who you are. You open up a little bit. You welcome company. You welcome your friends. You welcome love, that type of stuff into your life. So then when you're more confident, you start moving and grooving. You're traveling. You become more mobile. I feel like 2021 may be the year that you alter your appearance. Maybe you head to the gym. Maybe you cut your hair. Maybe you do something to change up the way you look, build your confidence, and so that when you come back to your friends, you come back to your circle, they see you differently now. You welcome them in. You start to be more social and make way for the sacred union, romance. Okay, the next oracle card is ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. So I just feel like this is talking about self-love and acceptance. So maybe before you could have been hiding away because maybe your confidence wasn't that high. Maybe you were keeping to yourself because you thought people would judge you. And now you're starting to get into, I don't know, something's going to happen in 2021. Maybe it'll just be an awakening. Maybe it'll be a slow process. That you'll just come to the point where it's like you accept who you are. The mistakes that you've made, the things that you've done you're not proud of, and the things that you have done that you are proud of. You will just come to an acceptance, and not only acceptance, but a love of that and a gratitude for that, because those things in your life, good and bad, have made you who you are today. And not only that, but they also are making you into the better version of yourself that you will become in 2021. I feel like the abundance will flow for this group, but group number 4, I feel like your abundance is going to be not necessarily financial. I said not necessarily, it could be, but it will be more within, meaning like confidence, and then from the confidence comes the movement. Like you'll feel more confident to go out there and socialize and move and groove and maybe be seen, whereas before maybe you kind of hid away a little bit. Okay, the next oracle card is, hello, Joan of Arc. The warrior of light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. When I was talking about self-confidence, this is a perfect representation of self-confidence. Like she said, she has a steel-like faith in herself. So this is about learning to love yourself and accept yourself, feeling empowered, feeling bold and confident enough to come out and, go out with your friends and meet people, especially if you're someone who's like an introvert. It's very difficult to kind of strike out there and make the first move and be assertive and socialize and mingle. That's very difficult for some people. It can cause anxiety. It can cause all those types of things. And so if that's you, then in 2021, slowly but surely, you will emerge. You will kind of leave some of that behind, and you will become somebody who believes in themselves and who's more confident in who they are, who sees their own beauty, who accepts themselves for who they are, and is proud of their accomplishments as well as their failures. You will be somebody who's going to open up to love and understand how self-love is so important, to be able to accept and receive love from others, and also to be able to give love to others in a wholesome way. This looks like it's going to be a really lovely year, 2021, for group number 4. The next oracle card says action. You have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. There you go. That just goes right with this card here, and it just shows that you are going to become, like I said, happy with who you are. You're not going to hide it. You're not going to say, what if they judge me? You're going to come to the conclusion that, listen, let them judge me. Because you know what? I like me. You've judged yourself enough. And now you'll come to the point that, yeah, I judge myself enough. But you know what? I actually like what I see. I actually like what I see, and if you don't like what you see, then you can keep it moving. But I'm going to stick with the people who like me for me as well, and who were there when I was more introverted, who were there when I was by myself, and were kind of nudging me and trying to kind of coax me to come out of my shell. Now you're out of your shell. You love who you are. You accept who you are. You have faith in yourself, and now you're going to open up to love. But first is the self-love, and that you will definitely master and get in touch with in 2021. This card says detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So yeah, like, you know, for some people who are introverted, like I said before, you may have wanted to kind of detach from people or keep to yourself because you feel like it keeps you safe from getting hurt. Now is when you're going to release those old patterns and those ideas. Maybe you've had ideas about yourself, negative ideas about yourself, what you look like, who you are, and you're going to release all of those things because you're going to understand this year, truly understand that those things don't serve you. A lot of people say it, you know, you should love yourself. Self-love is so important. Yes, all of those things, we all know that. That is obvious. But to actually apply it and put it into practice, or to actually, truly, genuinely know it, is very difficult because we live in a society where people are very judgmental, superficially so. Like, they look at your outside and they make judgments based on what they see, or if they only know you for a short amount of time. They're very judgmental and can be very cruel. So it's very hard to love yourself genuinely. But this is your year. This is your year. You're going to love yourself through and through for your trials and your failures, your weaknesses and your strengths. You're going to love yourself in a more holistic way. And I love that. I think that's really a beautiful thing. And it's going to be a wonderful year. Wonderful year. This card says, I trust my inner ding. It says, you were born with an inner knowing, what Louise calls your inner ding. Listen to it and let it guide your actions. So follow your intuition. You know what you should do. You know, you're your own best judge of how you're feeling and where you should go. Listen to your intuition. Let your gut kind of lead the way. Don't question yourself. Don't think that, think lowly of yourself. Be sure, be certain, be confident of who you are, where you want to go in life, and let that lead you. People love confident people, and they want to be around confident people. And you may not feel like a confident person right now, but once you let go of certain old patterns and get to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, you will be that confident person that everybody wants to get to know, everyone wants to get around, be around, or everybody wants to be like. That is what's coming for you in 2021. And the last oracle card for group number 4 is, the big question is whether you're going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure. There you go. So we just spoke about muse of inspiration. We were talking about traveling and forward moving. Yes, are you going to say yes to your adventure? Are you going to say yes when your friends invite you out? Are you going to say yes when that secret admirer of yours is looking at you and they ask you out on a date? Are you going to say yes to this? Before, you might have said a resounding no because you were kind of keeping to yourself and kind of shutting down through choice, maybe because of fear. But in 2021, you're going to let go of some of that because you realize it's not getting you anywhere. This year is about forward movement for you and abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of acceptance, and just not feeling ashamed of who you are and what you have to offer this world. So, group number 4, that was a wonderful message. I pray that you do take heed to what is being, the message that's being sent to you in this reading, because you're a beautiful person. You have a good circle of people around you who care about you, and if you don't have that now, you will soon. And love is waiting for you. But first you need to deal with the first love, which is self-love. And you will realize how beautiful you are. You will realize that. And soon other people will as well. If they don't already, maybe you just don't know. Right? So I wish you all the best. This was a wonderful reading. I don't know, I feel like I want to just protect this group. I don't know. I feel like, I'm glad that you finally see how beautiful and wonderful you are. It's about time. So I wish you all the best. I pray that something I said resonated with you, and I hope you have a wonderful 2021. Peace and blessings to you all, and thank you for tuning in. Bye, guys.